Hey everyone, here we are. Getting ready to do a reaction here. Let's open up the chat over here, which keeps disappearing on me. So
yeah, you only just notified everyone. So
what did we do on the chat before? It was
you did it. It was I'm not sure what you did. You did it, and I was like, oh, it worked.
yeah.
But then
All right.
it had asked you to pick a profile, and you picked the other one. So this time, pick Errol Reacts.
All right. All right. Verifying it's me.
I'll let you know how many people are here, so you know when to start.
You see my phone anywhere? Oh, there we go. All right, let's try another way.
Someone says, now this is exciting.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
I'm not sure, but you did it last time, and then
Yeah.
it showed both your accounts there.
Okay. All right, let's just verify this so that we can open the chat. And here we go. Is this you? Yes, it's me.
See, that's what it's supposed to do. For
Thank
my
you
phone,
very
but it never
much. Okay. All right.
Then you have to do one of those.
All right.
No.
Yeah, forget the chat. I'll get on there in a minute.
No, go back. You were so close.
I was so close.
You just had to do the next step.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you had to do another step after that, but you closed it.
All right.
So now do that.
Yes, it's me.
I don't know why they need. And now pick one of those.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever one of those is.
All right, let's do this. What a pain. Verification code. Here we go. Boom. And it's such a pain in the ass. Okay. The things I go through.
The things I do to drink a beer live.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Oh, God. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
All right. Continue. Here we go. Security checkup. No, go away.
I think if you go all the way down.
Yeah. Continue.
So
okay.
stupid.
Yeah.
You did it perfectly last time. I don't know how you did it.
I don't either.
You just did it randomly, and I was like, oh.
Okay. So, I think it just opened it once I did that. Hey, everybody. There we go. I see all there. I'm not sure I can chat back. Allie will. Yeah, so it seems like everything's.
There. No, don't hit that one.
I understand. Everything's in its right place.
Oh, there we go. Now you can chat at the bottom.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. It's been fun. Well, we hope to do this again next time.
Yeah, I can't wait to log into the chat later.
So, how's everybody doing out there? Are we doing all right? I think everybody is getting ready to go. Up late with my children. Children are unwell. Whoa, norovirus. Oh, my God, I'm on vomit. Oh, my God. Mr. Williams, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Scott says, hope you do the smile too. Yeah, we're gonna get around to that. That's really something I want to do too.
Ooh, you got a hi from Switzerland. It's 1 a.m. here.
All right. Hi from Switzerland, 1 a.m. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's this is exciting. This is cool. So yeah, I'm excited to do this. We're really excited because we're getting to the point where we're going to break 5,000 subscribers, and it may not seem a lot, but it's a kind of a big deal for us, and so it's kind of a milestone for us. Easter deer, day off work tomorrow, so I have no bedtime. There you go. You are definitely all set for this. And Julianne Poe, very hyped to hear track 4. Ooh, what's track 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, How to Disappear Completely.
That is.
A lot of people have requested that.
That
one.
is
Yeah.
like Tom York will say that's the best Radiohead song ever. That's like. Also,
Oh, cool.
Everyone's going to tell you this album is like the first like very experimental album of them.
Right.
So it's going to be way different. Well, as you know
Yeah.
the top song, the top track. So
Yeah, so that's what I've been seeing from this. So from the first album was
well, it's Pablo Honey, but the first one.
Pablo Honey.
we
I'm
did was
thinking of Van Morrison, Tupelo Honey.
And then the Bends after that.
Yeah, so yeah, and the Pablo Honey, the songs that I heard from there were just so straightforward.
Yeah.
That I was just like, wait a minute, this is Radiohead, so this is the divergent point, I guess, as far as them taking it into a different direction. This is John. This is your favorite album ever, Easter Deer, National Anthem, your favorite. Drinking a beer too. Cheers, Richard Desmond.
I think this
Roberto.
is 2001.
Biaggi, hello from sunny England. England is sunny? I thought
Once a year.
This is the one day that
And he chose to be inside for this.
I just want to say I love your channel. Thank you. Hooter and Jur. Wall of Ice. OK Computer, pretty experimental as well. Watching from the Netherlands. Wow, that's so cool. Mr. G. Williams. And there's a few points in this album that usually catch people off guard, even though it's relatively normal now. Cool. Coaster Ninja is back with a hello and an hola. Easter Deer Summer is the best day of the year. Cheers from Argentina. Hola. Oh, wow. How cool is this? John, Tom hated becoming part of the corporate music machine and wanted to go into uncharted waters. But not to be polarizing, just to express completely new ideas. Well, that's, yeah. And I think he did that pretty well because it seems like he didn't really alienate, his core audience, people have always wanted me to react to stuff like King Crimson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I found, even though I was into progressive rock and going to college for music, I found King Crimson too angular and edgy and just kind of an ugly sound, kind of like the jazz of like John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra. They were cool and they were interesting, but it was just so edgy and dissonant that almost just for the sake of being dissonant, so it was kind of weird. So it's kind of nice that they could go in this direction, Tom could take in this direction and not alienate people. Belfast, Northern Ireland. Scott McElveen. Wow.
Where Van Morrison's from.
It's a classic saying over here. Summer is the best day of the year. That's pretty funny. Can't stay long on my break at work. Screw work. Tell them you're busy. We'll catch up properly in the morning once I finish my night shift. Watching from Donegal. Hey, Brazil. Hey. Hola. How to Disappear Completely. Saddest and most beautiful song. Wow. More conventional than one might think, but it's done so interestingly. Songs are well done. Breakdown simply survive by melody alone. Cool. Errol's going to love this. Okay, cool. He definitely alienated people. Oh, okay. I guess I was a little off.
Hello from Moscow.
Oh, wow. Hello from Moscow.
Cool.
Ben Kenobi.
Oh, he was there last time.
Yeah, that's right. Remember buying this album on the day it came out in October 2000. It was so different from OK Computer. It was quite a shock at first. And then I completely fell in love with it. You'd probably like Wishbone Ash, a bluesy rock project. I remember Wishbone Ash. No one song comes to mind, but I do remember the name. Germany. Greetings from Germany. Watching from Newcastle. Cool. What general area are you from? I'm in New York State. I am about an hour north of New York City. This would be almost considered the Catskill Mountains, and the Hudson Valley, basically. If you've ever heard of West Point, the Army college, we live right very close to West Point.
Or the Woodbury Commons, which everyone seems
Yeah,
to know.
There's a shopping place that is right down the street from us. It's called Woodbury Common, and it's one of those factory outlets, and it's just gigantic. And people literally from all over the world, you see them at Woodbury Common, and they're there with suitcases. They load the suitcases up, and then they grab an Uber, and they go right to JFK. So maybe some of you have been there.
Yeah, and then we don't get to work. Because
Oh, hello from Montana. Well, I might be moving to Montana soon just to raise me up a crop of dental floss. It's quite amazing to think that Kid A is almost 25 years old. You know what's even more amazing? To think that I'm
almost 25 years old.
more than 25 years old. Yeah, I've been there a few times. It took me about 5 listens before I got it. You know, and truthfully, I think that's the way music should be. I think really music that matters and music that's really good will take you a few listens to get it. You know, I remember, you know, that's the way it was when I was listening to music, you know, when I was a teen. And, you know, sometimes it took you a few listens to really, you heard it the first time around and you thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know what I think about it yet. And you listen to it again and then you found one song that you liked. And then before you knew it, you were in love with the whole album. Zappa. Yeah. Oh, I'm a big Zappa fan. I was a huge Zappa fan.
I'm going to have to post that picture of you where you look like Frank Zappa.
You have that picture somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to have to put that on a community tab with if you know, you know.
Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah. We used to play back in the day. Allie has a picture of me playing back in the day. And we used to do a couple of Zappa songs. We did Don't Know Much About Dancing. That's why I wrote this song. One of my legs is shorter than the other and both of my feet's too long. Dancing the Fool. And then we also did Dirty Love. Those are such cool songs. Hello from Denmark. Hello. I think Easter Day, I was about 18 when I first listened to anything past OK Computer. I didn't know I was ready. Is Radiohead one of your favorites? It is now. It is now. When I started this channel, I didn't really know anything about Radiohead except Creep, and I knew that I was not a big fan of that song. It's not that it was a bad song. I was just burned out from it. Yeah, I remember hosting an open mic night about 10 years ago, and everybody came in and played Creep, and it was just, after a while it would make your skin crawl. And from what I've heard, I think Tom York feels the same way. Feels the same way about that song. Love Denmark and our neighbors Germany. Sao Paulo. Hello. Hola. Also react to the SNL performance of National Anthem. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Legendary performance. Very international audience here. Yes. So I heard from this album, what did I hear? I heard Everything in Its Right Place, which I love. I absolutely love that song.
That might be it.
That is it. Yeah. That's the only thing I've heard from this album. So, there's Latin America.
I'm desperately searching for that photo.
So she's looking for a photo to embarrass me with. I watched some of the best live performances of these tracks and some of the really great versions. Yeah, I love the live versions of a lot of this stuff.
So much better.
Well, they bring, to me, it brings a little more energy, and maybe it's just a visual component. I don't know. Morning Bell. That's right. I did listen to Morning Bell.
You know what? That was the one where you had accidentally listened to the one that was on Amnesiac.
Yeah.
Remember, it was
a different version.
It was like you were like, I don't know what I think about this, and then everyone was like, No, you were supposed to listen to.
I listened to the wrong version of it. Yeah. Optimistic in the basement version.
You heard like a touch of that.
A touch of it.
Yeah,
okay.
It was in one of the live videos, but it like wasn't part of the album. that they were doing live.
Uh-huh.
And I remember you heard a little bit. I was going to say that before, and you were like, "Oh, that's really nice," but you never actually really listened to it.
Okay. I can't remember the SNL performance enough. Coaster. What's that? Would reply to us. We have to decide good stopping points. Yes, that's what I'll need to hear from you guys, because I don't know if there's songs that segue into one or into another. So that's good. Hello from UK, Sunrise. Hello, cider in hand. All right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it gave me an idea.
God, where is this picture? I've seen it 1,000
Oh,
times.
HTDC had to disappear completely. Okay. I assume someone had suggested. Yes, somebody suggested that before.
I think people have been suggesting that for a year.
Yep.
But it was like, you can't just jump into that.
Poland. We have some Polish fans here. Thank you. Loving the content. Thank you. Closing track on this album is Radiohead's best closer for sure. Oh, cool. And it's called Untitled. Isn't that crazy? None of these songs will miss. Errol has good ear. Thank you. Remember the... Honestly, I think you can stop after any song.
Yeah.
Richard, I'm going to take you at your word on this. Okay? So if anyone has a problem with where I stop, remember, Richard.
Message Richard.
Talk to him. Playing the first two tracks together is a good idea. That sounds good to me. There are some transitions, but more opposing points. You know what? If I hear the song fading out and I don't hear dead silence, at the end, then I'll hang out. I'll let it play. Okay. Anyway, Zelodius. I'm just here for the first song, the best song on the album. Okay, cool. I agree. I like everything in its right place. I think it's just such an amazing sound. Definitely amazing sounding song.
Okay, your picture is officially posted on the community tab.
Oh, you're killing me.
It says, if you're in our live stream right now, you'll understand.
So that was probably me playing. It's on the community tab.
Yeah.
That's probably me playing a Zappa song in maybe 1976, something like that. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, when I had hair and a lot less age on me. I'm suffering from something called age. Okay, so Kid A and everything flows well together. Okay, so everything into Kid A. That's how we're going to start this. And maybe let it run into Morning Bell. Where's Morning Bell? You don't mean the whole thing running into Morning Bell. You just mean, what is it? Idiotique? Into Morning Bell? Did I say it right? Oh, Paul McCartney once placed everything in its right place as top 10 favorite songs. How cool is that?
Cool.
That's cool. Okay. Motion picture soundtrack. Kid A flows well together. National anthem. All right, you guys ready? You want to give it a go?
I guess.
Let's give it a go. Okay. Do you get an astronaut haircut, Errol? That you're around the moon. I'm not sure. Are you referring to this astronaut haircut or the picture? I think that's the one Allie posted.
Yeah.
Just that transition. Okay.
Richard,
All right.
Idiotech.
All right. So Idiotech into Morning Bell. So that'll be a segue too.
Scott says, stop when you think you might forget something to say.
I'm stopping every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Everything in its right place. Let's give it a go. I love this. I hear something new every time I hear it.
I know, right?
it's right place, in its right place, in its right place, in its right place. Yesterday I woke up sucking on lemon. 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 Everything money out of town. Bricks and children follow me out of town. What kids?
No!
Oh.
You just hit the back button.
That's all right. That's all right.
It went too quick.
That is wild.
Everyone's like, Arrow should stop after this.
Yeah. So, what I need to do is, I need to get a different sound up here. Let me just go over here and do something. Just some of the sounds that I was hearing in there. All right, so let's go back. I'll talk about the songs for a little bit. Of course, Everything in Its Right Place. What a freaking amazing song, right? With that. So interesting. It's a simple. So you have this kind of thing, and then almost for the chorus, they go up to such a cool tune. I love that tune. It's just so very intriguing and very I don't know. Somebody was saying it's like you're transported to another planet.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I think, I kind of feel the same way too. It's just one of those songs that's just like, holy mackerel, man, what the hell is going on? So cool. And then the Kid A had all these sounds. That's the voice.
Somebody said
it was sampled and then
that he was singing through a toilet paper roll that he said in an interview, and once he said that, I was like, oh, it does sound like that.
Yeah, because that acts like a type of filter. I can't remember the effect you get from singing through a pipe or something like that. But listen to this. That's just so interesting. And then were those drums, is he playing those like in real time on something? I don't think it was a drum machine. I think it was, he's probably playing them on pads or something like that.
I never know, because anytime you think it's a drum machine with him, it's not.
Yeah. And then in the end, when the drums come in with more of the beat, that's really cool. So I love the atmosphere that this creates,
Easter Deer says it's like relaxing on a beach in an alien world.
It's so wild. That's so cool. So this is obviously real drums, going on. I love it. That sounds out.
I know.
You have this cluster. That's pretty cool.
It's like alien tribal.
So cool. And then the drums come in somewhere around here. The full beat. Follow me out of town. Rats and children, follow me out of town. So, yeah, I love it. That's so cool. You know?
Apparently there's a John Mayer cover of this that a lot of people are talking about. They're like, it's such an unlikely cover, but John Mayer does an acoustic cover.
John Mayer does a
that
cover of this, huh?
Of Kid A. I
That's,
don't even look at it.
I wouldn't even know.
Everyone's like, yeah, I have to listen to it.
I wouldn't even know how he could do that.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I mean, he obviously is a really great player.
Love this one. This one's great. So good. made me laugh. No wrong notes when they're all wrong notes.
So that was interesting. So that sounded to me like something that would be at the end of a song, like a really where you take a song to the end and you blow it up,
I
man.
get Beatles from that always.
Total Beatles.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm hearing that and I'm hearing, so we got that. And there was interesting that so it's doing the little these sounds on top of it, just really interesting. It's a song that you could lose your attention because it's the same thing over and over and over, but the way it builds up and the way the words work and the way just the total chaos in the song, I think it works really cool. When you're hearing those trumpet lines and they're blowing those trumpet lines at the end, it really is like the end of
Day in the Life.
Day in the Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of vibe I'm getting there. So
this kind of song is like when you first listen to this, if you're focusing on it, it's a lot to focus on.
Right.
But if you're doing something else, while it's playing, or you have it in your headphones while you're focused, like all of a sudden you hear everything pieced together like you've never heard it before.
Yep.
When you're not trying to listen to it all,
Yeah, yeah, and it's it's, I mean, the notes are, it's they're in key, they're just they're just all over the map. They're not organized in a traditional musical way. So I think in context of the songs that we just heard going into this, pretty cool. So I would think that the next song, How to Disappear Completely, I'm thinking, again, just by the title of the song, that it's probably a little more sedate,
Maybe
so
go back like 10 seconds on this song.
yeah. So, and I'm thinking that coming into that song from here, this is almost like framing the next song. That's kind of what I'm hearing. So I'm gonna go back. I think this will automatically play into the next song. Let's hear what happens. So let's go back a little bit. And again, the lyrics here, everyone around here, everyone's so near, it's holding on. It just sounds like total anxiety, everyone's so near, everyone's got the fear. And it makes sense that you're saying this is his statement to break away from the traditional music business and to say, screw you. You can really hear the frustration, but the frustration is also building a direction that this music is going into. And, interesting. It's interesting thing.
Stu said it's crazy that this song was performed on SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone in the audience was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's like that Animal Collective song, number one, that I went to the live thing. I guess it was on Conan.
Yeah. And
I'm watching the song and I'm thinking, Conan must be thinking, what the fuck is going on here, man? Because it was pretty crazy. But at least this one, there's something to hold on to. There's something to grasp onto melodically, if it's just, even if it's just that. The other one was just, that number one from Animal Collective was just, it was definitely out there. All right, let's play a little of the end of this song and go right into How to Disappear Completely. I had talked to, sorry for stopping that. I had talked about Charles Ives before in one of my earlier things, and I think it was a Radiohead. It was a Radiohead where they were using the flugelhorn, where they were doing it live. And Charles Ives was a composer in the early, like around 1920s, that wrote. He wrote music basically for himself, and he wasn't really discovered until the end of his life. And but he one of the things that he did growing up, he would watch marching bands and parades go by, and as one marching band would go by playing a song in one key, as they faded off into the distance, he could hear another key playing in the other marching band coming up behind him. So he wrote things that were a lot of times in different keys, and this little ending right here could be a Charles Ives piece right away with the horns doing that, and then you're hearing the other. Absolutely. Then we have another key coming in over here. Very. So it's certainly not something that I've never heard before. This type of the sound.
That's not me. I go where I please. I walk through walls. I float down the living. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. I'm not here. In a little while
really, really cool song. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. In a little while, I'll be gone. The moment's already passed. Yeah, it's gone. I'm not here. This isn't happening. Strobe lights and blowing speakers, fireworks and hurricanes. I'm not here. This isn't happening. It's like, just running away in total denial of everything. And I float down. Okay, you guys from the UK, I float down the Liffey.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a walk through walls? I float down a Liffey. Is that a lift? Is that a?
That's what I would guess.
Street? What is? It's very dreamlike, right?
A river.
What's that?
A river.
A river.
It says.
I've never heard.
A river in the Republic of Ireland.
Oh, a Liffey.
Dublin.
A Liffey. Huh. River. It's a river in Dublin, the Liffey, because it's a capital L.
Yep.
Okay, I float down the Liffey. I'm not here. This isn't happening. You ever dreamed that you're floating? I all the time, and I've had dreams where I float over huge bodies of water, and so I've been there. I've been there. I'm not sure if it was the Liffey. I think it was the Mill Pond, but nonetheless.
It looks like a lot of people are saying this is like someone told him, this is to say to himself, I'm not here, this isn't happening, when he was getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, okay.
And like tour and things like that.
Yeah, that feeling of being disconnected when you're completely burned out and completely defeated. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that.
It says he had a panic attack at a concert in Dublin.
Oh.
And he probably wrote this right after.
Wow. So, yeah, okay. His first panic attack, Dublin, left a venue. Imagine he was floating away. Wow. So this album, I could say right here, this must have been a shock. This must have been a complete shock to all the Radiohead fans who have listened to Pablo Honey was the first one, right? And then the Bends was the second one. And this is just this is just another planet.
Someone in the very early part of the chat said that when they first got this album, they were like, hated it and disappointed and returned it. And now that they're an adult, it's different for them. But because it was so different.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think right from the first track on here, when you heard everything in its right place, you were like, what? This isn't Creep. What is this?
Creepy.
Yeah. Wow. So the music was interesting. I love that bass line. There's this repeating bass figure in the beginning. And it's like 4 ascending notes and then 4 descending notes and then 4 in the beginning. And then it kind of moves around as the chords change. But I just want to go back and play just a touch of that.
John just made a great comparison. He says, to me, this is where it went from a really cool rock band to another planet like Sgt. Pepper.
Oh,
that was just like so different from the rest of the Beatles stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What is this bass thing going on in the beginning? So we're starting in D. That would be B. C sharp minor. Okay, so D is really the 4 chord, so we're really in A. So now we're down to C sharp minor.
That's not me.
Yeah, it's just this repeating figure going around and around. It's pretty wild.
I go where I play.
Wow, interesting. Really cool. So that bass lick is going around and around and around, and it kind of develops as it goes. And then the song goes into the minor key. I'm hearing at the end, it's in F sharp minor. So, yeah, really, really cool song. I like that. And the way, so the national anthem is the Panic Attack,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's the Panic Attack, and then this is the, the rationalization of, what happened and what do I need to do to protect myself? I need to say this is not happening,
Exactly.
Cool. Very cool. Wow. That's pretty neat. Okay, so next is Treefingers, right? Somebody's saying finally going to get to Idiotech, is that? Mm-hmm. Okay. But it looks like we got Treefingers next. But you mean we're going to get to it on this album?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Treefingers. Let's give it a listen. Also keep in mind that Johnny Greenwood, who arranged this song, was like 25, 26 when he did this. Yeah, it sounds like he was finding his voice, his true voice, So, can you play just a... okay. Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Can you play a bit from the end into Treefingers? Sure. I can go back kind of a little bit here, even a little more than just a little bit. Pause it. Oh.
I didn't notice it until... Why is that happening? Someone says that's creepy.
My keyboard had a mind of its own.
See, and my headphones are so loud that I was like, oh, I've never heard it like that before.
Isn't that crazy? Let's start it again.
Yeah, let's refresh. Shake it out.
Yep.
Shake it out.
Yep.
Errol doing his own how to disappear completely dissonant notes over Treefingers.
Yeah. Thank you, John. This song is all guitar with effects. Huh. Yeah, this is true. It's probably one of the only songs that could have happened in and not even notice
Yeah,
it.
everyone was like, it worked.
Yeah. Hanson. Patagonia. So, I think it's an interesting song, and the fact that it's all guitar is amazing. But it's missing one thing. I think it's just missing one thing. I think it's missing that note.
Somebody said before I was dying, they said Errol must have been listening going, that's a choice.
Yeah.
When you first heard the song and that was playing.
Yeah. That's all it's missing. It's just that's in my opinion, it just really could use an A, a sustained A through there. So I like.
I'm listening going like, I don't remember that, but it's probably my headphones.
Yeah, I've never heard it before, so I was like, what the hell do I know? So this is just one of those songs that it's just. You ever have trouble falling asleep and you put on like the sleep channel thing?
Oh yeah.
And it's just this lower pitched, very very easy stuff. This could easily have a second life, as a hipper.
A 90s white noise machine.
Yeah, a hipper version of what's out there now. I think it's a cool addition to the album. I think it works, perfectly in context with the rest of the stuff. It's just one of those things where like, let's take a breath here. Let's sit back for a minute and just kind of ponder,
Yeah.
Let's just think about things here. So Treefingers. Interesting.
This really is an album where you if you're doing something, you're benefiting like the most from it, You're like outside relaxing, sunbathing, because it's just like all these in-between songs kind of relax you for the next one.
The key. Let's see. Treefingers is based on digitally processing Ed's guitar loop. I'm curious as to whether it's the pedals he used could do this in real time or whether this was all done, in the studio. So that's if anybody knows, let me know. The song is in the key of X flat. Yeah, I guess I get it. It's music. What's not to get, right? I wonder how many times Sigur Rós listened to this. Yeah, right. Perfected. I found this out for some reason. I would suggest Bjork. Homogenic Nicks. Bjork is really crazy. I mean, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago, I just started really listening to a bunch of her stuff, and jeez, man,
we should do some.
We should do some. She's really good. I wasn't totally into her when she was out back in the day. It was we were into more like rock stuff like that, and now I listen to her stuff, and it's just intriguing and powerful and really great.
She's so funny and cute in interviews.
Yeah.
She'll be like, I'd like to take the next bit of grass and bring it home and plant it.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Iceland, man. Let's keep going. Optimistic. Ooh. That's how it went into it. Yeah.
It just sounds kind of weird.
I'm on your side. Nowhere to hide. Trapdoors that open. I spiral down. You're living in I'm lost at sea. Don't bother me. I've lost my way. I've lost my way. You're living in a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy. Must be a
Had a feeling it was going to go right into it. I'm going to pause it.
Okay. But go back after.
Okay. This is my favorite. I really like
I
the
like
song.
this song too.
I like this song. So I'll tell you what I like about it. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's just like this song really. I mean, everything in its right place. Come on, to me that's. I love that. But this song really I like a lot. It sounds to me like with this name, Idiotech. It sounds like this dystopian discotheque.
Yeah.
With somebody inside saying the world is burning outside. You people are here with your cell phones clattering and chirping and global warming and you're just sitting in here oblivious to what's going on. I mean, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But anyway, let's go back. So we had Optimistic, right? Mm-hmm. Or did we talk about that yet? No.
No.
Okay, so let's go back to Optimistic. And I love the vibe of this.
Yeah, it's so good. I love those drums.
It's something like that. It's a weird little thing there that's happening. Yeah, so I love that. That going on there, that's so cool. But and with the drum beat going on there, and what were the lyrics on that? The lyrics worked really cool with that. This is Optimistic. So let's look at the lyrics. Flies are buzzing around my head, vultures circling the dead, picking up every last crumb. The big fish eat the little ones. The big fish eat the little ones. Not my problem. Give me some. I like that. I like that.
That's what I always wanted for a Radiohead tattoo. A big fish with a little fish in its belly and a littler one inside.
Yeah, and then underneath, not my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's Optimistic. This one went to market. This one just came out of the swamp. This one drops a payload, fodder for the animals living on an animal farm. You can try your best you can. So what do we know about this song? Floating around a prison, you can try the best you can. I really like to help you. Nervous, messed up marionette floating around a prison. It sounds like, a lot of frustration again in this. But this part, you can try the best you can is good enough. So... what are we talking about here? What do you guys think? This was let me go back here. The Justin Court stuff was sampled from Paul Lansky. That's this. Okay, rumor. Michael Stipe suggested Tom get a mantra. And is that this Optimistic?
Michael Stipe is from
REM.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's like his favorite band.
Yep. Environmentalist. Do the best you can. Do the best you can. Okay, yeah. Vulcan, picking up every last crumb. Wow. I'd really like to help you, man. I'd really like to help you. Nervous, messed up marionette floating around a prison ship. You can try the best you can. Dinosaurs roaming the earth. Dinosaurs roaming the earth. Is that us? Dinosaurs roaming the earth, soon to be extinct. I wonder.
I'm looking it up to get other perspectives, but I know everyone in the chat's going to tell me, so I'm kind of like,
yeah. This Radiohead tattoo is a smiling bear. This little piggy went to market. There you go. Environmentalism. Do the best you can. Yeah. It's crazy. We talked about that a little bit with the Aurora song, about my feelings about how we're I hate to say it, but I think it's inevitable that we're gonna screw up the planet, you know. And by screwing up the planet, I mean, you know, just really mismanage our resources and everything like that. Because when you think about it, we'd have to step back to like hunter gatherer, you know.
Yeah.
And that obviously, you know, civilization will fall apart. I don't know how it's doable. I think that's why I think sometimes it's inevitable that we screw things up.
Well, it's not even fully us. Think about third world countries. No one's going to be able to tell them. There's already no money, no anything. You think they're really going to, like, you know.
Right.
They don't even have the resources to.
And when you think of the fact that we're living on this island of oxygen and water in the middle of nothing, and there's no more. That's all there is, you know, and people are concerned with, like, you know, the Kardashians and concerned with, I need a new pair of shoes. It's just so petty and so ridiculous that, you know, I could see, you know, writing songs about the frustration and just, you know, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So yeah, cool song. Next one was In Limbo.
But you got to go back a little bit on.
That was.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going
to go optimistic into In Limbo.
No, I forgot that you had already listened to In Limbo.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That was the one that was all instrumental, right?
Yes,
that's the one.
Whatever the last one.
So I think we kind of, you know, we talked about that a little bit in the chat here. This is all guitar, processed guitar. Wild sounds in here. Let me go back to the chat here, see if I'm missing anything. I think it's about the struggle of life and finding the pointless overcoming all and carrying on. Yeah. Tom had writer's block before this album. He took the little phrases and lines he'd been able to write, put them in a hat, and randomly cobbled together most songs. On Kid from those. So there was a technique I remember learning about this years ago that Mozart would use, and he would use dice, and he would just toss dice, and the numbers on the die represented musical notes on the scale, and then he would just write a motif based on the notes that came up on the dice, and sometimes use that for inspiration. Cool. Yeah, it's definitely Fender Rhodes in that. Yeah, it does sound like that. Oh, that was Treefingers, not In Limbo. Gotcha.
I thought you were going ahead. And
gotcha.
Like,
okay. Because I'm saying there's drums in here and stuff. Okay, yep. So I got it confused with the other one. So that has a repeating figure in there. That's the second one, that second phrase. There's the second, the other phrase. Right, so that's doing that. And then that other phrase was something like that with the second phrase. That's crazy. So it's kind of like, so I'm hearing the A string and the D string ring out. So he's just using notes on the low E string. He's moving that around while he's plucking the two neck strings that are open on there. Interesting effect. Back to the E. Let me see. Let me see. That would be something like. Right, something like that. Something like that with that kind of a technique. Interesting, very cool. You know it's cool when it makes you pick up the guitar. And then we.
Yep.
Interesting. Really, really interesting the way those chords move. I like this song.
Yeah. It's like really industrial sound.
Yeah.
Who's in a bunker? Who's in a bunker? Women and children first, and children first, and children. I laugh until my head comes off. I swallow till I burst, until I burst, until I. Who's in a bunker? Who's in a bunker? I've seen too much. I haven't seen it.
Very cool. Something like that.
You haven't seen it. I laugh until my head comes off. Women and children first, and children first, and children. Everything all the time.
Yeah. So cool. Oh, there it is. There's our phantom note. I like this song a lot. As I said before, kind of like, you know, sitting in this crazy disco, you know, while the world is burning outside, you know. Cool song. Somebody just said they just saw the picture from earlier. Yeah. People are like, that's you? Like, yeah. Well, it used to be me. You know, the famous Errol note. This time it was a B flat. Before it was an A.
Happening?
You know what? I've got like about 18 synthesizers back there, and I've got this archaic.
Yeah, but you should turn on the.
I've got this archaic old controller here, and it is. I don't know. There's no more drivers for this thing, so it's really kind of jury rigged, you know. Oh, there we go. So, yeah. So this thing is yeah, when it's working, it sounds good. But every once in a while, we get that. Ah, thank you. So, very cool. I like it. I like this a lot. Morning Bell is next. There's a performance by Tom and Johnny of this song on piano from Glasgow. It's really cool. Oh, nice. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you go back to the end of this one so that it trail into the next.
Anyway, sometimes the notes stick. Actually, that was one of my songs.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? It sounds like my favorite composer, the Japanese guy. I go
That's
see.
me. That's one of mine. So I'll tell you something about that.
I was wondering. I'm like, oh, that sounds like what I go see.
Of course, it needs to be played on a bigger piece, but I was self-taught. So I taught myself how to play guitar. And then when I was in high school, I begged my mom to get a piano. So she got an old piano, and I taught myself to play piano. And I decided that rather than electrical engineering, I wanted to go to college for music. And I went to the local community college, and I went there where everybody was kind of auditioning, and they put some music in front of me, sheet music, and they said, "Okay, go." And I said, "I can't read music." And they're like, "What are you even doing here? What makes you think you could be a music major?" And yada yada. I mean, I was holding back tears. I swear to God. And I asked the guy, "Well, can I play you? I write music. Can I play you something I wrote?" And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And
Oh, that's what that was from?
Yep. Anyway, and it went on and on and on.
I need you to come back to that next album because there's a Radiohead song, and maybe people will agree with me, like Spinning Plates, that is shockingly similar.
Oh, is that really?
Shockingly.
Oh, and I had a Russian song I was writing for a commercial. I was trying to imitate a
Someone
Russian.
just said Russian romance.
Yeah. And it kind of went on like that. It was, shit. Anyway, it went on and on and on and stuff like that. Yeah. Back in the day.
We're gonna go back to that when you do the next album. I want you to play that song and then listen to the next.
For when? Which?
When we go to the Amnesia.
Oh, the next album. Okay.
I want you to play your song again, just because, and make sure you let this one trail into the next song.
Okay, Morning Bell. So we're gonna do a little of the ending of this into Morning Bell. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do it. You guys ready? Let's do it. Spinning plates. Exactly right. It's at 5. Yeah. So yeah, I remember that this version, something like well, right, something like that. something like that.
The cut the kids in half part.
Yeah. Interesting chord change, and the reason why it's stuck in my head is because I've heard that change before. That, you know what that is?
Yeah. Sounds like Carol King to me. Oh, I was getting Carol King.
True. And that's a really unusual chord progression. And it's I've never heard it anywhere else except in those two songs. It's a very, very unusual chord progression. So it caught my ear. So I'm not saying that, oh yeah, you know, he got that from this or he got that from that. It's done completely differently here, but the harmony's a little bit same. Yeah, light my fire. There you go. You know.
I love the Shirley Bassey
I don't. Yeah, anyway, something like that, and the basses. Anyway, something like that. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Cool song, and it just what a you know, wow. You can keep the furniture bumping the head howling down the chimney. Morning Bell. It's such a strange thing about a breakup or a divorce to have the song called Morning Bell, but when you think about it, you know, literally it's the wake up call.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the wake up call. You know, here you go. This is yeah, the alarm is ringing now. It's time for whatever, you know, is happening. It's time to wake up. Wow. Yeah, that's a toughie. That's a tough one. Okay, so what do we got here? For me, it's this one for sure. So what is the version that I heard Morning Bell on?
That's the one that when I wasn't here and people kept saying like, "Oh, do Morning Bell." There's one on the next album. It's the exact same song. It's a different version. Someone will correct me. I think that might be how the song on the next album was intended to be.
Okay.
And so they put it on that album, and it's like, you know, it was just like not the one to hear first because it's like really strange.
Oh, Tom said this song, it once said it's about a dream of buying a haunted house. It's about a ghost that lives in Tom's house. Are you kidding me? Cut this song, Morning Bell?
I remember when we did it live once, someone had said, like, it sounds like divorce and like.
Yeah. And you're saying it's
Really?
It's like you had a fight and broke up the night before, and now it's a cold light of day. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting about it. Steven's saying it's about a ghost that lived in Tom's house.
Oh my God.
Okay, so all right, so live from Tom York.
Live from Tom York and Carol Rand.
Yeah. All right, so what do we have here? We got motion picture soundtrack. Let me get the lyrics up for that.
Sean wants me to tell you the next one is the actual closer of the album, and
Okay.
Untitled is the hidden extra outro snippet.
Okay, so when you bought this album, was it on vinyl or was it CD when this came out?
I
and
have
where
it
would
on
that?
vinyl, and it has the Untitled on it, so I'm not. I don't know exactly how it would have been.
So if it came out on CD, you know, I wonder how that snippet, that little extra bit, was hidden. If it was, I believe the ghost thing was just something Tom said because he was tired of the interview. You know, that does sound very believable, right? All right, so motion picture soundtrack. Do we want to have we'll have a little bit of Morning Bell, go right into that. It was just a very, very end snippet of it. Oh yeah, there was nothing left of Morning Bell. Sounds like a harmonium. A pump organ. You can hear the feet. The
I
feet
would
pumping.
think accordion because I would never know the difference.
Could be accordion too,
You're
but
probably right. I would just assumed it was an accordion because I wouldn't know.
it could be too. Maybe I'm just hearing the accordion.
Wait a while and sleeping pills help me get back to your arms. Cheap sex and sad films help me get where I belong. I think you're crazy. Maybe I think you're crazy. Maybe. Stop sending letters. Letters always get burned. It's not like the movies. The fit a song, little white lies. I think you're crazy. Maybe I think you're crazy. I will see in the next
So it looks like
Wow.
it was on CD and album. There was a big gap, probably where you thought it would end.
Oh.
Which I'm like, there's definitely Beatles things like that, where this would you'd kind of keep listening beyond where you normally
Yeah,
would.
like Strawberry Fields,
Yeah,
where
then
it
it was
fades
just like-
out
yeah,
and
then
then
you'd
it
be like,
fades
"What is
back in
this?"
with the recorders. Yeah. So this song here. So there's something very sincere about this song. The what I'm hearing here is something that I've heard in a lot of the other Radiohead's later Radiohead songs, and what I've heard is and I don't know if this is done intentionally, but it's almost as if you took a regular song and you had the melody over here, okay, and you had the accompaniment going along with it, and what you have are these parallel but zigzaggy lines. Here's the melody going, and here's the drums, and here's whatever. And at times it seems like they'll be singing something that sounds like the rest of it should be going along with it, but it isn't, and then it catches up, and then it goes a little bit ahead, and then this comes up to it. It's a very, very interesting thing. I'll hear the bass almost either lagging behind, and by lagging behind I just mean they're messing with the time of the song, of where things fit. So what's interesting is, on first listen, if I never heard them before, and you just played a little snippet of something, I'd go, well, that's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something wrong there, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait a minute, it works. Not only does it work, it's actually kind of intriguing what they're doing there. It's actually sophisticated, because at first blush you might pass it off as like, maybe maybe they just don't understand music theory. And this is a point that I've brought up before, and I know I've said this before. When I first started going to college for music, I told one of my instructors once, one of my music theory instructors, I said, I don't know what it is, but every time you teach me something new, I feel like it's pushing out something out of my head that I already knew. And he looked at me like I was crazy, which, I understandably, it did sound a little nuts. But what I was saying was that up until that point, I followed my ear. I followed music instinctively. I went where things sounded good. And once I started learning, oh, well, no, this is the right way to do this, this is the right way to do that, it was pushing out some of the instinctive chances and happy accidents and things that, because I listen back to some of that music and I go, well, even though that was technically not the correct way to do something, it's way more interesting. And so I always trust my ear more than I trust my brain when it comes to music. And truthfully, I think that's what made me far more valuable to other people to have me in the band, because they'd say something like, hey, do you know such and such a song? And I go, yeah, I've heard it, which means I can play it. And they go, well, yeah, but do you know the song? And I go, yeah, of course, I heard the song, I can play it, just tell me what key you're in and let's go. And whereas, if I needed to practice the song or listen to it, then, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I was always able to just hit the ground running and just play something because I've heard it before. That's what this is. This is somebody just following their instinct and saying, let's just see where this goes. Just let it go free. Let's see what happens, without the constraints of this is the framework that we need to work. So it sounds like this album was there taking the shackles of analytical thinking, so to speak, out of the music equation. And sure, you can look at it and say, well, I'm doing it because of this and doing that, but you're really not following the traditional rules of songwriting or harmony or stuff like that. You're forging new path, and you can only do that if you understand, I think, the rules. So it was one thing for me to be doing that, before I understood music theory, but you're only going to go so far with that. But then you learn music theory, and maybe that takes a back seat for a while. But then you get to a point where you assimilate all the new information, and it merges with your instincts, and you're able to really go past in where you would have been if you had done one or the other. Now you're able to go past both of those things.
That's gotta be hard. Like once you learn the structured way to do things,
right?
To remember how to not do that again.
Right, because I mean, you're gonna, okay, these are the chords on, these are gonna be the chords of my song, but to go, and go, okay, I'm gonna tinker with this a little bit, you know. That's where you get stuff like who and you know, with this going on top of it. Nobody, you know, that knows music theory would do that, because they'd be like, well, you know, there's no one chord. This, you know, where's the one chord in this? You know, it would be hokey. It would be crappy, you know.
Yeah.
But this is something where you're flying by the seat of your pants, and the lyrics are really a good reflection of that. They really kind of work in this dreamy landscape, this kind of dreamscape of music, and it's really interesting. And like I said, you know, even from, you know, come in here from like understanding something about music theory, you listen to it and you go, damn, that's good. And it's not just, you know, music theory good, you know, it's just like, I've never heard that before. That's really inventive. That's taking music to a place that I didn't know you could go. Look at that, you know, look where they went. So I think this is a really fascinating album. I like it a lot. Let's see. Errol's Hokey Kid A is an album I'd buy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to have the stuck note. Can't go without the stuck note.
About 50 people all at the same time said, Errol gets it.
Yeah, it's a cool album. I really like it, you know. You know, there's something to be... This is a very deep album. Well, this album works on so many different levels, you know, when you think about it. So this works, you know, if you haven't already... Go back and check out one of my videos that says, what do you listen for in music? I think it's something like that. And I talk about the different ways people experience music, because there are different ways that people experience music. And you know, there's no one correct way, but there are at least three different ways of experiencing music. And this seems to work on all those levels, you know. You don't need to know anything about music to listen to this and say, I like these sounds here, they're quirky, or I like the lyrics and the sounds here. Or you could go, you know, like me and go, well, yeah, I like the sounds and whatever, but listen to this. Look how he did this, and look how he did that. This is really interesting. I would have never thought of that. I mean, music, especially if you write music, it's like a puzzle. And you can get into a trap where you're writing the same crap over and over and over again. And it takes... You know, it takes a lot of listening to really break out of that mold and to discover new things. And sometimes you just gotta find a happy accident. Sometimes you just got to go somewhere unexpected. Just you know, take a chance and say, I'm just going to follow where my ear goes, and that's what I like about this album, because it really does stuff like that. This album is about escaping guitar rock conventionality, the metaphor of actually going to an alien planet in music. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, Penderecki, yeah, who's best known for dissonant sounds, and you know, you'll hear stuff like. You know, it doesn't follow conventional rules. You know, super interesting stuff like that, you know.
You're gonna have to make a ambient video of just like 2 hours of playing around like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like I said. I've always kind of followed my ear when I do stuff. When I was probably in my late teens and 20s, the house that I lived in, my parents' house, there was a road that went kind of on the side, and it went past this low kind of swampy area. And when you walked past there at night, the geese would be in there, and it would be cool because you were a little bit lower than everything else, and it was just kind of a magical place. So I had this whole thing with that really cool thing. Cool. Yeah. I should get some of my tracks up here, one of these days, and do stuff for you guys. I've got a lot of stuff. I'll share it with you at some point. We'll get there. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that it's a little bit off track of kind of what I'm doing here. I kind of want to keep this thing going. But yeah, I do want to do that. Anyway, so yeah, we got Easter coming up, right? Now you guys got your Easter eggs all painted, and you bought the chocolate that...
Eggs are too expensive. We're painting rocks.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
I remember I'd get like a chocolate bunny. I don't know if you do that in other countries, but in the States here, you'd wake up at Easter and you'd have the Easter basket there. Your parents would swear, "Oh, look what the Easter bunny brought for you."
How'd that get in here?
Yeah. And you'd have the chocolate bunny, and I always felt kind of weird snapping its head off and eating the ears.
You eat the ears, and then you wait a long time to eat the rest because you're like, that's weird.
Yeah, and that you never finished it. It would sit in the box. Yeah, it would sit in the box. And that what they have the little marshmallow thingies there. Peeps.
I love Peeps.
Peeps.
Nobody seems to like them. I love Peeps.
Yeah, Peeps.
I love
Peeps
marshmallows.
are cool. Yeah. So you.
You want to finish with one song?
Oh, you want to drop your guitar before next week's Tool?
Yeah,
Listen.
someone will have to.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I'm gonna take one of my guitars and drop it down to D and do some of that Tool stuff. A lot of their stuff is in D, Easter Bunny is a punk. Trust the Easter deer. I wish the Easter Bunny would bring a new Radiohead album. Can you play the key? What do you mean? Mayor Kid cover 2. Microwave Peeps. Oh my God. Live Kid Atrox. Yeah, we could do that too.
It's 9:15.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more?
Not a full.
No.
One more song?
One song.
Ooh. Allie's looking for an encore.
Yeah. One to end it. There's always got to be one after
Yeah. Back in the days. Can't really play it on this keyboard. All right, maybe we'll do one more song.
Last.
A happy song. Radiohead in high school on a Friday. Happy song.
Hold on.
There it is. Ooh. Might as well make the most of it. Yeah, I guess there's something. It's time to buy a new one.
I'm gonna throw.
Okay, so Allie's looking for a song.
I'm gonna throw the audience out a wild one.
Okay.
Totally beeline.
Somebody said Radiohead and Happy.
Friday. How about Blowout Live? Happy's not a thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, listen to this thing. This thing is totally messed up. All right, what do we got?
Okay, John Mock is saying Idiotech.
Idiotech Live, is that what I saw?
Yes.
SNL performance is amazing. Oh, wait a minute. John Mayer Kid A is good.
Oh yeah, that's so weird, right?
All right, so what are we going to do?
What do you think? John Mayer Kid A or Idiotech Live?
Let's
Or a lot of earlier there was Morning Bell Live Montreal. I think someone kept saying.
What did he do? John Mayer, which one?
Kid A.
Kid A. Just curious. Was that live?
I don't know. I've never even heard of that existing.
No. So what else? What else we got? I kind of want to do something live, maybe. No.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Somebody said live morning. No.
Video.
Yeah, live Idiotech. It's just like Saitama Stadium. Saitama.
What is it?
Sounds
T.
Japanese. Saitama Stadium. And a couple people were like, I second that. So John says, just do a few more.
All right, so this is Idiotique Live. Up. Come back here. Where are you going?
Okay, Idiotech Live. Yeah, that must be it. I don't see him saying like.
It says live in
Saitama.
Saitama.
2003.
Saitama. Anybody?
I'm gonna wait and see if anyone's.
I don't think we have anybody from Japan
on
on tonight,
says
do we?
Yes, that sounds Japanese to me.
Sounds Japanese.
But I guess it could be.
Could say okay. Konnichiwa. Kyowa hare desu. Watashi no namae wa Ero desu.
Genki desu ka?
Genki desu ka? Yes. Hi. Okay. You guys ready? There is a 2016 version with both everything and Idiotique. Idiotech.
Listen, he's tired, okay?
Now you guys are pushing it.
John says perfect for this
Perfect.
one.
Okay, so this is this, and so it's another version.
Oh no, this one's good, right?
Oh, I thought he said there's one with both of them?
I think that was
Oh, okay,
no,
gotcha.
this one's the one that he was
Okay,
requesting.
gotcha. All right. Yeah, all right. I don't know.
Are you gonna say Idiotique?
Idiotique. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking
Idiotique
about.
would.
Yeah. I'm too old to be like embarrassed by anything anymore.
Oh, nobody you should be embarrassed. You're just tired.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
You just did a whole album review live. and then everyone wants more.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah. I am feeling a little sleepy.
Get my walker. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
I think it said, is this 2003? 2008. Does it say up top?
Is this
Japan? Okay, had to be.
Turn that off.
Everything in Japan's always awesome.
Did we?
Yeah. We'll skip through. This is 15 step. From Rainbows.
Is it really?
So when you started it, it was halfway through. I think it was tagged as the song. Just realizing that. I'm like, oh.
All right,
We have to finish
we'll
that.
listen to this and then we'll go.
I love this song.
I
You
was
love
gonna
this
say,
one too.
yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
I don't remember that being the lyrics.
yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool to do a concert for a live stream instead of an album. That'd be, because it'd be awesome to watch. Just see how long this is. We should do it another time, the whole thing. And everyone's like, yes, yes.
I'm gonna go up
And there's no
to.
chapters. You might have to back out.
Let me.
I know everyone wants you to just do this whole thing now. But
I'm not gonna go back to this at,
I
at
know,
some
I'm
point.
just saying.
I love this. This
I
is.
didn't think of that. We should do
this
a
is
live
great.
concert because there's so many.
Yeah.
So different and cool.
Yeah, I think for me, I would love to do this concert, man.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, so we looked
If
for.
you click it again, it should reset you back to the right song. Because it was like, there's no no, go back.
Yep.
Yeah. It should bring you right to where.
Is this the right song though?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
See how the red bar is like halfway through?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I
Makes
saw the
more
red bar
sense,
halfway
yeah.
through, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because we did it.
Did we watch this
yeah,
before?
Yes, I thought too. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I can't see from here.
Look at that modular.
That kind of looks like in the Radiohead Kid A.
This is why I like that Todd Rundgren concert that we went to.
Yeah.
It was
That was awesome.
it was new. It was really cool.
Yeah. It was really good.
Children
was like, this is crazy.
Wow. Wow.
How do you even like do all of that live?
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
when you listen to this album, you think
know,
like, how are they gonna ever do this live?
With that kind of technology, you know, that you're using loopers and samplers and all those pedals and synthesizers and the possibility for things to go wrong grows exponentially with each thing in there. So obviously these guys have rehearsed this shit. It's not like, oh well, we did this on the record, we can't really do it live.
Yeah.
You know, growing up with like Zeppelin and Hendrix, you kind of got used to the fact that, you know, you heard it on the record, but when you went to see them live, it was like, well, you know, you can't really do what you did on the record live. This is great, and the power of the performance I was just, you know, just captivating. You're just drawn right in. Really cool. Really cool. But that's it for me tonight, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. I know parting is such sweet sorrow. So yeah, this is great. We really love doing this. The live streams are the best, to be able to talk to you guys and everything.
Yeah, these are all my best friends.
Yeah. We got friends all over the world here. This is great, you know. So thank you for the tips that we received. That was really you know, above and beyond. Thank you guys. That was so nice. And here we are. We're getting to that point where we're closing in on 5,000. And like I said, that's a big deal for us. 5,000. I think within our first 3 months, we got 3,000 subscribers. It was on fire. Yeah. And then for some reason, something happened and there was this lull, you know, for a while. But all of a sudden,
that's how it works, though.
It might
that's
be.
The internet.
Yeah, it might be. And for some reason, you know, it's growing. The channel's growing again, so that's good. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Sending lots of love out to all you guys. Thank you for spending the evening here with us tonight. I mean, we really look forward to this. This is great, and thank you all. This is great. And you know what? I'm going to take this thing and probably run it over with my car. This is old. I had this forever. I have a newer MIDI controller that I was using here, but the setup I use now, the other one is only USB out. This is USB and MIDI, so I need that to control all my other keyboards that are kind of over here. Let's go back here. So I have some really cool stuff there. I got a Fender Rhodes that's out in the other room right now, but I've got a Yamaha DX7 here, which is my go-to synth. I've got something here called the Roland VR09. I've got there's a VR09. That's the Behringer UBXA. Up there we have the Sequential Circuits 6-track analog synth, Roland 707 over there, and the 606 clone, the Behringer clone over there. That's just some of the stuff. Some guitars up here. We've got some analog recording equipment over here as well as digital. And on the other side over here, I got my Hammond organ, and I got a whole bunch of other stuff over there. Anyway, so it's time to replace this bad boy here. So I think I'll go over to Alto Music tomorrow and buy one.
Easter says, just live stream the one note until the next one.
Ooh, what a good idea. What a good idea.
Just have that live streaming for days.
So everybody,
just keep that up and then pop in.
I want to thank you all for attending, and this live stream was brought to you by the Note A, Kid A, and the Note A that got stuck on Kid A. So there it is.
Yeah, they're just so funny. All the comments were like, he's probably like, wow, that's a choice.
Yeah. There you go. So there we go. So until next time, guys, thank you so much, and we had a blast, and I'll see you. Take care. Bye.